presence for someone who's creative and funny and can talk on the air. You're welcome to come on the air, which that's like an incredible bonus, right? That's so cool. That's part of the reason people want that producer job, is because you can contribute on the air to such an extent. Now, the problem is that you contribute on the air to such an extent that you basically become an on-air personality, but you are paid as a producer, and that can get frustrating. The very thing that was a bonus and positive and perk of the job, being on the air a lot, also leads you into a certain sense of comparison and dissatisfaction if you're like, well, but I'm getting paid as a producer and yet I contribute this much. And so then I can see how after a while people start feeling bad about that, and it doesn't seem satisfactory.
Yeah, it's oddly like self-fulfilling thing where this is your job, and you got like Fernando's the best probably producer at the station, but he's sort of an off-air presence.
Mm-hmm.
And he's incredibly good. I've hosted the morning show for multiple weeks with him as our producer, and it's really good. Like, he knows his job, he knows what he does. And it's not to say that because Danny or I or any on-air producer, like, you do it out of necessity or, Donovan and I are incredibly close. Norm and I are actually incredibly close. I chime in or contribute to the 10 to noon show because I feel like it's making this a better radio experience, which is the essential job of a producer.
Mm-hmm.
But then you're right, the dichotomy of like, hey, guess what makes this show better is when I'm jumping in. Like, was never the intent. But if I lay out completely and print a bunch of shit for Norm or Donnie or whatever, is that the net result best thing for this 2 hours? And at the beginning, maybe it was, and then it suddenly turns into, hey, it's a 3-man thing. It's all this. And then it feeds my ego, or however you want to put it, where I'm like, hey, I'm a big part of this.
Mm-hmm.
People love Chael. And then you start to think, wait, people do like me, and am I providing more than I am being compensated for? And then couple that with, boy, I have a live spot in every blanking break. Like, I think I probably have more live spots than any other non-host in ticket history. And I would imagine that one company that I do live spots for monthly pays my effing salary for a year. But talk about shit that's over my head, because I guess I don't know that, but it feels like it to me, you know?
Mm-hmm. Keep drinking. We're going to get more out of you. This is great.
Let's go. I don't give a fuck.
Wait, I hope you're not bitter at us. I mean, the people who work there, right?
Dude, zero.
Okay.
And
it's just one of those. Okay, go ahead.
I love you guys. And look, and that's the thing too, is like, oh, the fuck. Oh, Jesus. All right. You want to get into the real shit?
Mm-hmm.
Because I almost said it conversationally, like, oh, the tier 1 guys I have no problem with. And I do not. Because are you kidding? You guys are fucking coolest and the funniest and like zero. Who the fuck would I be? Oh, God, that's 2 F's in like 2 seconds. Sorry.
Yeah, what's with the language? What are you doing?
Let's do this right now.
Okay.
And you handle this however you want.
All right.
This fucking tier system can go fuck itself, because I don't need any more reminder than every other fucking Friday what tier I'm on. So the most insulting, like, jab F you is reminding me that, oh, there's no tier 2. And that may be more Junior than anyone. And I love Junior, and Junior's fucking amazing. And I consider him a great friend. But enough with that shit. And just don't do it out of respect for the people who do bust their ass and wake up every morning, Jeremy, at all. They don't need to be reminded with a fucking label that they're fucking they're shits. And that bothers me so damn bad. And it didn't at the beginning. But then I'm like, good God, really? You need a name for this? I don't know, dude.
I think
That's just so disrespectful. Like, and I know it started as a joke.
well, I mean,
and
it
that's
still is
fine.
a joke, but I mean, you're saying that it hurt you when that was said.
It didn't at first, and then once you realize, well, it's actually really real. Tier 1 is up in this fucking ceiling, and then there is no tier 2. Well, guess what? Every other Friday, I get reminded of that.
What is it? What
And
happens
then
every other
tier
Friday?
3,
What does that
4,
mean?
whatever.
What does that mean? Every other Friday?
Paychecks.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Does it say it on the paychecks?
Yeah, there's a big Roman numeral.
The
3.
memo line.
Yeah, tier 3, and there's a frowny face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you know what? Hold on. Just while we're doing this is I'm gonna try. I'm not gonna rant all crazy. The one person I care most about, it could be Donovan. Like, I understand that. It's fucking Jeremy Moran, who wakes up earlier than all you guys do, and he's there every damn morning, and then he's there 2 hours after you get off the air, and he makes dick shit. And if I ever got like a real effing job, and I look, okay, here's the this is so bad. Here's this. Gordon, I don't know about you personally, but there are people at the station, tier 1s, that literally give money to the underlings. And you guys did it when we got COVID and all that shit, and you guys all agreed to it, and you gave a good chunk of money to the people who behind the scenes. But there are hosts who do that.
Mm-hmm.
But if anyone deserves like respect and a little bit of a effing bump, it's Jeremy, who's in there every morning at 4:45 or whatever the fuck time he gets there, busts his ass and tries to do a great job, and then stays 2 hours after you guys leave. I'm not saying that Jared contributes even a fraction of a percentage to what you guys do, because you deserve everything you have. But that dude deserves more. And if I ever got that opportunity at the ticket, the first thing I would do would be to pay off some of this fucking house, because I'm drowning in this thing.
Yeah, Jeremy falls down below that.
Would be to take care of freaking Jer, because I love that man.
So yeah, so you know what Jer makes. So yeah, you're ahead of me on this.
No, because you have no idea. What do you think Jer makes?
I really don't know. I didn't.
I would guess you won't even come up with a guess. Tell you what. Watch this answer. Watch this question not get answered. What do you think Jeremy Moran's base salary is?
All right, so I'm going to go off of. Is it rude to guess someone's salary though? That seems weird, but I'm going to go off of what you said, because you said that you didn't make your age, so that was an indication of what you made, right? So, and then board operators, I guess, don't make as much as producers. But I mean, I would have guessed 50, but it's not going to be that, right?
It's way less than 50.
No, it should be. No, not that it should be less than that. I'm saying that I think that 50 was a good guess, because he's working the longer shift. He doesn't get there as early as Fernando.
Okay. Well,
do you know what time Fernando gets there?
Yeah, sundown.
2 a.m., which to me seems unnecessary, but that's the way he likes to work. That's his.
In an effort to make this not uncomfortable, I will say that he definitely doesn't make anywhere close to 50. And he doesn't have the live spots or appearances or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The shit that I've had to try to piece together an existence there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's way less than that. And that's fucked up, because he's incredible and he's a great person.
Somebody says, Gordo is like, how do I get out of this? No, I don't need to get out of it. I mean, this is, I invited you on here and you're speaking your mind.
You have the end stream button. You can tap it at any time.
I mean, no. I'm not going to cut you off. All right. Have you said everything that you needed to say about finances and that?
I have not needed to say anything.
Or wanted to say. I'll rephrase.
We're chatting.
We are.
I think that, and Gordon, please don't mistake anything I'm saying to think that that means that you or you all don't effing deserve what you get. Like, you deserve way more. And I have no effing clue. You know what's funny? Here you go. Here's a funny one. Do you remember when we were in California for training camp? This has got to be 12 years ago. And whatever circumstances worked out, the musers, you guys were leaving, and we were all in a car together. And you guys didn't know who the hell I was. And I don't know if you or somebody was like, basically, it's not douchey, I don't mean this, but it was like, what do people ask about us? Or like, what's the question that people ask about us? And I'm like, well, they ask what time you wake up, when do you do your prep work, all that stuff. And then they ask how much you make. And then you guys were all like, what do you tell them? And I'm like, I don't know. And then one of you were like, well, what do you think we make? And this is us in a car together, but this is, Twitch is the car of the internet. So the entrusted place that we can talk. And you guys made me say essentially a number, which I did. I threw out there. And the funniest, I won't even say what the number is because I don't fucking know. I have no clue. And I don't care because whatever it is, you could like add 25% to it and you double it and you deserve it. But I said a number. I'm new. We barely knew each other. And I said a number, and then it was just a good, 15 seconds of silence. And I'm like, what? And then I think subject changed. I'm like, damn, that's fucking funny.
Yeah, that's, I think now the more current idea is that people should share their salaries. Remember, that was a deal. I think it was maybe our dad's generation. Nobody talked salaries.
Well, how about...
And even our generation didn't really.
Yeah.
I remember being with some friends one time.
On the popular Chael Sirois show, we open the phones and say, what do you do? How much you make? Because we're trying to lower the veil on what that all is.
That was one of the more popular issues. Remember that Parade magazine that would come in your Sunday paper or whatever? And they had the one issue of what everyone makes. It'd be like a gynecologist, a sanitation worker, and they'd list their salary. I always was fascinated by that.
Well, what's funny is that I won't say we've been told, but the very heavy leaning implication is, hey, you don't talk about salaries here. That's illegal.
Right.
Really? I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
All right. So it wasn't a personal conflict that you had with anyone up at the station that made you want to use the door?
Other than Corby.
Other than the human garbage.
Yeah.
Of Corby.
Pile of human garbage. He's awesome. There's not one person up there that I don't like. Not even close. But I mean, we're not on Cumulus airwaves right now, which I respected with my departure, and again took what I thought was the high road, which it's not untrue that I love and respect Cumulus Media. The KTCK, like I do. Mm-hmm. I fucking still admire all you guys. You guys are still my heroes. But it came to the point where I had to do what I had to do. But it's interesting to... This is shit that I wouldn't think that I would have ever said out loud. Or if I was going to say it out loud, I would have done it on my fucking Twitch stream when I get subscribers and shit, instead of supporting yours and watching you just blow past me.
I haven't blown past you. You still have a lot more.
No, I don't have a lot more. The rich get richer. Look at Gordon maniacally laughing.
I'm not maniacally laughing. Yeah, I can't even afford a color camera for my Twitch stream. You got the RGB. Which one is it? RGB or RBG? RGB. That's the microphone that you have that has all different...
I don't think it's the RBG.
The different kinds of colors that you can do. And you got color going on in the background. I mean, you're killing it. You're killing it on Twitch.
I'm killing it.
Yeah. You're doing great. So you thought about monetizing that Twitch deal? Or I guess you already did.
I'll be honest about that. it was shockingly profitable. And I think you're about to find this out. And this is what Gordon's going to do. He's going to do this wacky Twitch thing and have fun with interviews and all this. And then in a few months, he's going to be like, oh shit, I got a lot of subscribers. Wow, what the? And then next thing you know, decent money is coming in. And then you're going to do the math. How long are you going to stay at the ticket? Why don't you tell us? Let's give some breaking news.
I think I'm going to stay there definitely to the end of the year. No, I'm going to, I've made this decision with the ticket many times, and I always end up staying there. It's a home, and it's a special place. And, I think that the world is interestingly very different than it was when the ticket first went on the air. There's stuff like this, there's podcasts, there's all kinds of different avenues for creativity, but the station is a lightning strike, and it's a special place, and I would feel really weird about leaving it. I feel it's my home, and I feel like it is an outlier. I think that as far as terrestrial radio goes, the fact that station is still there, has the cohesion of the continuity of a lot of the same people that are buddies, lifelong friends that are still on the air. That's special. The fact that we have a station management and everything that believes in us and lets us do our jobs, that's special. The fact that we still have the P1s, who are like the greatest listenership, that is like lauded and studied and praised nationwide. People know about the ticket in Dallas, and it's the incredible listeners that have a connection to that station. That makes it very hard for me to ever leave the ticket while there still is a ticket in the way that we know it.
But you realize that the ticket in the way that you know it exists, Gordon, as long as you stay.
I don't know about that.
Okay, well, that's nice of you to say, but it's the truth. And you don't have to admit that it is the truth, but you know that as soon as you go, and as soon as the musers go, it's over.
Well, I don't know. It could be resilient. I mean, I think that the weird thing now is that people who are creative, who are coming up now, I don't think they desire to go into TV and radio. They go into their own channels, make their own content conduits. And so, I don't know who would replace us and replenish the ranks. We have some younger guys now, but then who are the younger guys after that? I don't know. I don't know what's happening with radio and TV. Is just so different than it was when you and I were in our early 20s. I mean, it's not, heck, somebody asked me the other day who the three anchors were on the three major broadcast networks. There was a time where those people were like celebrities and people knew them. Now, I work in media and I don't even know them. So I think the world is different now. But the ticket...
The world being different...
Yeah.
...has to make you consider how different it is. And it might even make you consider starting a Twitch stream that... Okay, here, I'll cut to it. And I'm not saying that you're leaving anytime in 5 years. Like, I'm not implying that, and you know that I don't know. But there are people, and you asked about earlier when I was leaving, my reaction to Twitter people's thoughts and hypotheticals. So is there any truth to that you're starting a Twitch feed as your retirement plan as to how to get yourself out there in a world in your life when the ticket isn't there?
No. The reason that I'm trying to do this is because I'm trying to learn all this stuff that's out there. Like, I have that YouTube channel that I've done nothing with. And I'm in a similar situation with the YouTube channel as you were talking about with your marble races, which is, well, all the people that are subscribed to that thing, I think a lot of the people that are subscribed are because of the Zach Galifianakis video and the Will Ferrell video. And so...
Were we in LA when we looked through your highest YouTube videos and they were like incredibly high, and you're like,
well, I know, I didn't even know that.
Shit.
Like, I hadn't checked it in so long. And then when we were out there, we were looking through it, and they had so many views, and I had never thought about, turning on advertising on those videos, because I hate this is how long ago this was, right? When I uploaded that stuff, it was 10 years ago. I don't even know how long ago. But it was at a time where if you didn't turn on the monetization on your channel, then it wouldn't serve ads. Now I'm not so sure that's the case. I mean, I don't know for a fact, but I don't know if YouTube puts ads on my video. I don't know if there's pre-roll ads on my videos or not. If I have ad monetization turned off on that, does that mean that they don't do pre-roll ads? I don't know.
I don't know.
But if it's a case where this might be true now, that even though I don't have monetization turned on, YouTube's still rolling ads out on it. So it's just money that they get and that they sell, but then I'm not getting any of it. So I think what happened was, as I was looking at starting to want to do some more YouTube stuff, then I was like, you know what? I'm going to start doing that, and then I'm going to lose like at least half of my subscribers on YouTube, because they don't want to watch you and me talking about some radio station in Dallas. That doesn't mean anything to probably over half of the people who subscribe to me on YouTube, because they did so because of the Zach Galifianakis type content. So I was like, well, what other broadcast platform can I do something like this on? And it was like, well, okay, well, Twitch. So that's kind of the why I started it, was because I didn't want to, until I got a game plan for my YouTube channel. I think that this is an interesting, and then of course you can merge the two, and now you can stream, and it goes out on Facebook Live and YouTube Live, and then Twitch as well. I don't know.
Right.
I have no game plan.
I don't doubt that you don't. But I think what's going to happen is you're going to keep doing this, and I hope you do, because I've watched every one of them, and they've been great.
They've been horrible, and they've been horrible.
Seen any funny images of gynecologist lady or whatever you showed Dave? Like,
what are you talking about?